In today's video we are going to unbox and take a first look at my new mobile monitor, the Arzopa 16-inch 2.5K monitor. If you've been following this channel for some years, you know that I have been reviewing a bunch of different mobile monitors, and in some way it doesn't really make sense to get a new one because I have such a big selection of them. But I figured there's one or a few things that I have been missing when I've been traveling a lot with these mobile monitors, and primarily that is a little bit more on the larger side, getting up a little bit from those 15 inches that most of the mobile monitors are, and also getting a higher resolution monitor that sort of matches the resolution of my MacBook Pro that I'm running as my work laptop. Let's unbox this and see how this looks, and then do a first test of the monitor and see how it does. If you don't know this, I would say Arzopa is a pretty well-known but cheap type of monitor that is primarily sold on Amazon. This one came in at a very cheap price, around $150, and I think that's very worthwhile for what you're getting here in terms of spec. But they only offered one type of shipping option, and it was actually really strange, this shipping process. But eventually I got the monitor, and we are here to check it out more in detail. On the front it just says Arzopa, and on the sides there's not that much going on. On the back there is a little bit more happening. So here it says that there is lifetime customer support, 30-day return exchange guarantee, 12-month warranty service, 24/7 online support. Then for some more specifications, 16-inch 2K portable monitor. Does it say anything else there? No, it's just details on the business. So that is it for the box. And then we'll have a look at the inside. This is actually quite satisfying. It's a kind of a slow reveal type of box. Not very premium. It didn't really work with the slow reveal. It's very thin, and it doesn't come with a protector. So yeah, you kind of need to add that if you want it, if you want to be careful with it. What do we have here? We have the HDMI to mini HDMI cable. We have USB-C to USB-C cable, and we have a USB-C to USB-A cable. Looking at the main unit here, very thin. I think this is what comes across first. But also it doesn't have the screen protector, so that makes it a bit thinner than the comparable alternatives. Let's have a look around it. I think one of the things that kind of stand out, no pun intended, is that this one has a kickstand. The kickstand comes out there, and this seems like a pretty good solution to me, because a lot of these mobile monitors, they have these kickstands that are built in together with the screen protector, and it doesn't really work that well. I've had a lot of issues with running that type of setup, so I'm happy to have a proper kickstand on the monitor. And in the back, that is the only thing this device has going for it. So let's move to the side instead. And here we have a power button, we have a little choice button, and we have an on-screen display button. Then we have the HDMI, mini HDMI rather, port, and we have two USB-C ports there on the right-hand side. And if we flip over to the other side here, there is not much going on. There is something that resembles a speaker grill, but usually these speakers are not very good, so that's not something I would pay that much attention to. Let's try the monitor out together with my MacBook Pro 14. We need the USB-C to USB-C cable. This one feels Actually quite nice. Maybe not the most premium, but wrapped up neatly in one of these little cable wrappers. The cable is about 1/2 meter in length. It plugs in, as you saw, on the left hand side, and we have this kickstand on the right side that we can put up. And as you see there, it immediately starts working. And I have to say, at first glance, resolution looks very nice. Very much to how I had imagined this monitor. However, the brightness, like if you boost up the brightness like that on the MacBook Pro, you see that there is a very big difference between the two units. But let's see if this is actually at its max. I would say that it's probably not at its max. So let's get the on-screen display up, and yes, it was on 15% brightness. So let's boost that one up and see how it looks when we max it out. All the way up, accept, and then get out. Okay, that's the monitors side by side, MacBook Pro 14 at max brightness and Arzopa 16-inch at max brightness. As you can see, it's not as bright, but it's definitely good enough in terms of brightness. And I would say I normally run my laptop around that type of brightness, and that's actually the mobile monitor slightly brighter compared to the MacBook Pro. So we can definitely take this down a little bit and still be very comfortable with the type of brightness. Let's see where I actually want it to sit. Maybe at 75. Something like that. I think I would be very happy with. Okay, let's just bring up something here and test it out. So with system settings, we go to displays, and we have the settings for the Arzopa, and then we can see used as extended display. We want to show all resolutions, and we want to use it at a very high resolution. Okay, that was that was intense. Let's see though. If we okay, that's maybe a little bit too intense. Let's see what else we have here. I have now been fiddling around a little bit with the resolutions. I could not get the settings that I originally wanted. There are just a bunch of different settings available here of how to choose resolution. There's not much else available here. I will double check if there's anything available in the on-screen ratio, but that's only wide or 4:3. There is HDR mode, which is interesting because this really spikes colors and contrast. Wow, that was quite intense actually. Anyhow, what I found is that the 2048 by 1280 resolution seems to be a pretty good balance to get as much visible as possible in here. That type of setting I think works really well. So now I have more space on the main screen, and then I have the 2048 on the Arzopa screen. I will remove this good guy so we can use the full space of the screen. And we will do some more testing of this monitor and this setup. I am actually heading off to New York now and will be there for a week. We'll be working with this setup, and then I will be continuing to make review content about this monitor. It has now been 3 months of me using the Arzopa 16-inch mobile monitor. And for the most part, I've actually been keeping it in this plastic sleeve that it came packed in the bag, as you can see in the unboxing. And I think now I have not cheated. I have not cleaned the monitor before showing you this. I think it has stayed in a pretty good state. There is a little bit of dirt in the edges, but it's definitely not a lot. So this good guy, even if it's very primitive, seemed to work fairly well to keep the monitor protected from scratches and dirt, at least. I also had the idea to potentially use my laptop case and just put everything in there, but the monitor is a little bit too large to fit in this case, which is meant for a 14-inch laptop. One of the biggest and most important things with this monitor is definitely the kickstand. I have been using multiple similar monitors before, and I will show you how these kickstands typically work. This used to be one of my favorite monitors, and it's the Interhill QLED 1080p. It has a classic cover that also doubles as a stand. And this, I find nice that it is covered and very well protected, but at the same time the cover is pretty large and pretty heavy, adds quite a bit of bulk to the total package, and it's not that great for its second feature, which is to act as a stand. This monitor is one of the better ones with a built-in stand that I had been trying. But still, like, if it comes out a little bit like this, it will fall down. It requires a lot of available space in the back here, so you can't really use it if there is a limited amount of space in the table where you are working. Enter the Arzopa. They have opted for a super simple, sturdy, small stand that is really doing its job in exactly the way that you want. You can choose any angle that is good for you, and when you have it at this normal angle, you actually don't need that much space in the table where you're working. It will just need like 2 centimeters of space to keep the monitor stable. The fact that it is easy to set up also means that I tend to use it more often. I whip out the Arzopa a lot. Just put out the kickstand, place it next to the laptop, take a USB-C cable. This is not the USB-C cable that came with the monitor because I lost that one somewhere. I have been traveling so much during this past few months. And now we are all set up to go. And I must say, the image quality and the brightness of the Arzopa is just so good as well. I have set up my settings as you've seen previously in the video, stuck to the same settings, didn't need to change anything during the whole time I was using it, didn't have any problems with the monitor during the whole time when I was using it. And I must conclude that I am deeply impressed with the monitor. This, both from a picture quality, from a brightness point of view, from a reliability point of view, the weight of it and the price of it. All of this stuff in combination clearly makes this the best monitor I have used from the selection of mobile monitors on the market that I have tried. If you are looking for a portable monitor less than 1 kilo but still 16-inch 2K resolution, this is really the way to go. The price tag at around $170 is very motivated by the quality and performance of this good guy. If you have any questions about this monitor, please don't hesitate to ask them down in the comments below, and I will see you in a future video.